Good evening, Trance family. My name is Kate Trance. Welcome on Untold Fortune. Right here with me, very, very special guest, Ruben de Ronde. Ruben, we're back to life. How does it make you feel?
Very good. What about yourself? It's nice to be outside and to be amongst people again, right?
Yeah, right. When I say Untold, are there any thoughts that you would like to share with our viewers?
Untold.
Yeah.
I think it's in the top 3 of my favorite festivals ever, like 100%. But it's the 3rd time that I'm here, and of course after COVID, it's extra special to play on an event like this. And I'm super thankful for Untold for having me, and also Bogdan, of course, for putting me on this spot. So feels good.
What are you currently working?
A lot of music, like a lot.
So can we expect upcoming artist album?
Yes. Yeah.
This year or next year?
Probably next year, because I think it's still. If I want to do an album, I want to do a tour with the album as well. And right now, with so many clubs closed, it's a bit tricky to do an album, I think. So I'll just continue releasing more singles. I just released Lose Yourself, of course, and the next one is going to be probably Footprint with Diana Miro, or Lean on Me, maybe. So there's a couple of tunes that are done and ready, but I'm just waiting a little bit to release them.
This is releases that you recommend to listen.
Yeah, they're not out yet, but when they're out, then check it out.
So what kind of releases you recommend to listen from Statement and from you for now?
Last week, a good friend of mine from China, Lumin, he released his first single on Statement. I met him a few times in China. He's the #1 trance DJ in China.
Wow.
So he still plays shows everywhere. Last weekend, he played a 10-hour set in a club, sold out for his birthday. So he's doing really big things, and he's making some very good tunes. So yeah, Lumin with Natalie Joya, of course, Shapeshifters, that's the latest release on Statement.
How did you use time of lockdown as a DJ and as a producer?
Well, you've seen it. you can answer it for me. No, I did a lot of Twitch streams, and Kate was in there also a lot, so that's really nice. Yeah, I did a lot of Twitch streams. I made a lot of music, and of course every week is State of Trance also. So that really helped for me to keep a routine as well, to do something every week, because otherwise every day is the same. And because of a State of Trance every Thursday, it's something to look forward to and to do. So yeah, I think I never worked as hard as I did in the lockdown. So yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Is there anything interesting that you discovered about yourself during the lockdown?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a very good question. Discovered about myself. It's like a psychology thing. So I lay on the couch here, or I don't know. I recently started running again, which is really nice. So it's those kind of things that normally you wouldn't take time for. What I really started doing in the lockdown is cooking, like really a lot of cooking. I really love.
What is your favorite?
There's so many nice things to cook. I really enjoy making curries and stuff like that.
What is that?
It's like the Indian cuisine, right? Yeah.
After all that mess that happened to people working in electronic dance music, I want to ask what freedom means to you.
Freedom is everything, right? And I'm a little bit sad about that I couldn't join the Unmute Us movement in the Netherlands, which happened today. So there's the Dutch event industry is really suffering. The government is going to stop fundings very soon, so the whole scene is just collapsing. And you can see that festivals like this here, Untold, everything was arranged so well. You needed to be either vaccinated, or you needed to have a test if you didn't want to have a vaccination. And you needed to prove it. You go into the festivals, it feels safe. So we have that in the Netherlands as well, but still festivals are not going through. You saw the State of Trance was supposed to happen 2 weeks ago, and it really hurt that it didn't go through. It really hurt, because it was something that we looked forward to, and so many fans around the world still traveled in because they couldn't change the tickets. So there was people outside the studio. So yeah, freedom. Today I felt freedom for the first time in a long time as well. So it's everything. Yeah, it's beautiful.
If coronavirus would be a male DJ, how would you describe his DJ skills and still going on set open to close? And what do you think about his collaboration with governments and corona idiots?
Oh my God, where to start? It's one big train wreck. That's what it is. Yeah, it's one big train wreck. I just hope, and I really hope that everything will be away soon. Everybody gets healthy again, and we can just enjoy time together like this again. Because it's just feels weird to be among people, but it's so nice to see familiar faces again. Exactly. Yes. Yeah, it's still scary. Like your brain is still like, you shouldn't hug people, but it's okay.
In the film about your life, who would play you?
Wow, that's also an interesting question. Does it have to be someone that I look up to, or who's a great actor? A young Leonardo DiCaprio would be nice. Yeah, yeah. I used to have in Titanic. He had that haircut with the how do you say it? With the pony on the sides. I used to have that when I was younger also. So, yeah. Maybe that.
Perfect shot. Where do you see yourself in the future?
Wow, that's a question that's changing every week, because to be honest, what I really hope is that I continue doing what I'm doing or what I did in the last couple of years, and I'm so happy with what happened during COVID. That was the good thing, that the community that we all built together is unbelievable. So I hope that we. It's insane. But also going to events and over here you see people with statement shirts and statement cap. You know, it's heartwarming. I know. Play along. No, and I'm really looking forward to something very special, which is happening the 26th of November. If things go through, I'll do my first open to close in Venlo, 9 hours. So that's something that I really want to hope. And it's in the south of the Netherlands, so it's close to Poland. So come. You sure? You sure? This is a good question. Just a short break.
Okay.
Here we go again.
You invited. Absolutely sure. You're invited to a State of Trance studio first Polish DJ, Robbie. What distinguishes Damian than the other Polish DJs that you decided to invite him to the studio?
There's a lot of really good Polish DJs, to be honest. But I think this year and also last year, Robbie really stood out. Like, he was making really good music, of course, together with Andrew. He's just such a nice guy as well. And he's tall, just like me, so we have a tall thing, you know, like a tall people. We have a bond, so. No, Robbie's doing amazing. And he did a remix for me also of one of the tunes that's coming up. So, yeah. Robbie did a remix for me.
When we can expect a collaboration between you?
I don't know. Let's make it happen. Cool, Robbie. Yo.
Damian is going to play on a State of Trance in Utrecht. Could you give him an advice before such a big moment?
Have fun.
Damian, do you hear? Have fun. 12th of March 2022, a State of Trance, Poland, Kraków. could you invite Trance family for that event?
Yeah, it was really you know that I'm 1/8 Polish, so I always feel like a really bond with it's where we met for the first time also at Sunrise, I think. Yeah, it was yeah. So I always had a very good bond with the Polish people, and I think it's one of the best spots in the world to go to party. And I think everybody should just come over to Poland because the people are great, the vibes at events are great, and it's just a different experience. So come.
Come to Kraków.
First to open to close in November, and then commercial break.
Schedule it, remember. Over 1,000 episodes, a state of trance behind us. Could you sum up these episodes in one sentence?
One sentence.
One sentence.
Wow. So sum up a state of trance, 1,000 episodes. All I can say that is that I'll try to fit this in. Can I use commas? Okay. No. I'm super grateful for people just still tuning in after all these years. We put so much time and effort into making this radio show, and it's heartwarming that every week there's so many people listening to the show. And I just want to thank you guys for making the show with us.
We invite guests to a State of Trance studio. So please tell me, who was the funniest guest?
Is that a trick question? She was a funny.
I was the funniest guest? No way.
You went for you changed dress during the episode also. Who does that?
I thought that is it. Ashley Walbridge, Will Atkinson. Okay.
Oh, the guest in the okay.
The funniest guest.
The funnest guest.
Who made you laugh?
Will made me laugh. Like Will Atkinson is such a funny guy, and also I have to say one of the nicest and most funny guys is Factor B actually. Factor B. I've had so much laughs with him. He's an amazing guy.
Who played the best set?
In a state of trance?
In a state of trance.
Out of all the sets, I think one of my favorite sets was, because I'm a nerd, I loved watching Giuseppe Ottaviani doing his live 2.0 in his studio.
Yes,
but all the setup was Giuseppe is on a different level. So I think maybe one of his sets. And also the takeover this summer with Giuseppe he's such an amazing guy also. So yeah, maybe Giuseppe.
Who was the craziest person in the State of Trance studio?
No. The craziest person in the studio.
Yeah.
We've had some interesting guests, but overall, in general, everybody's just. I really hope that we can have guests in the studio again soon, because the service for Dreamers without the people in the studio is different. Like. The feeling of having fans in the studio is just something that we really miss. So I hope that soon that we can have people in the studio again. And then we hope to have more crazy people, right?
Okay, give me the name, yes. Who surprised you the most?
Who surprised me the most?
Yeah.
In what way? Just surprised me the most. I really don't know. I think maybe during one of the live episodes that we did in Utrecht, there was someone proposing someone, which was really fun. Like out of nowhere, he just went down on his knees and proposed to this woman. So that was something I'll never forget. And of course, also with the State of Trance in Utrecht, that Jack, the voice, was in the studio with his 1,000 bananas, 1 million bananas. Or that was so cool.
The most touching moment in the State of Trance studio.
The most touching.
Yeah.
I think this is a really serious answer. We've had several people in the studio that had terminal illnesses. So they knew that they were in the final bits and parts of their lives, and they just have one wish. It's to visit the studio, to see Armin and see the radio show, and to see the joy of the people in the studio. Yeah, that's really touching, because most of the times, a few months later, a few weeks later, we get an email like, the person suddenly or didn't suddenly pass away, but we want to thank you so much for. Yeah, that's really touching, and we're happy that we can provide something like that. So let's hope we can keep on doing that.
Ruben, final message for all people watching us right now. Go for it.
Well, these interviews are always the funnest ones. This time, no tricky questions. Thank you for that, because they haunt me on Instagram for months, years. So Kate does it best. No, I really hope to see you guys soon on the dance floor again, and especially State of Trance Poland. It's going to be something, I think, magical when it's going through. And I hope to see you guys at my Open to Close in November in the Netherlands. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Maestro Ruben de Ronde.